In just 10 minutes, uncover 10 explosive takeaways from Ezra Klein's talk with award-winning investigative journalist Zeke Faux on Trump's $10 billion memecoin scam, how his family is using stablecoins as personal banks, and the brutal truth about crypto, power, and corruption. Takeaway 1. How Trump went from crypto hater to player. In 2019, Donald Trump publicly tweeted that he was not a fan of Bitcoin and said cryptocurrencies were based on thin air. At that time, crypto was still viewed as a fringe idea, and his administration staffed key financial positions with people from mainstream Wall Street who saw crypto as a threat. However, after leaving office and facing cash flow issues, Trump changed his tune. Zeke Faux explained how Trump's outlook shifted after 2022, when he began embracing crypto in more public and profitable ways, starting with Trump-branded NFT trading cards. These were digital images of Trump looking unrealistically jacked or heroic, sold for $99 each. Over 200,000 of them were issued, and Trump made an estimated $20 million from this single venture. For example, even though NFTs had already crashed in popularity by the time these were released, Trump's celebrity status helped him still profit significantly while embracing something he once called a scam. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. Trump family learns to milk crypto. As Ezra Klein and Zeke Faux explain, after the NFT stunt, Trump and his family escalated their involvement in crypto. They launched World Liberty Financial, a vague crypto startup that claimed to be the future of finance. Donald Trump was listed as the chief crypto advocate, and his sons Eric, Don Jr., and even Barron were named Web3 ambassadors. The project was a mess of unregulated ambition. It involved selling crypto tokens that could not even be resold unless they changed the rules later, meaning people buying them had no way to make their money back. Yet they raised millions by promising future influence. For example, Trump's team marketed these tokens like golden tickets, and one major buyer, crypto billionaire Justin Sun, publicly purchased $75 million worth, which unlocked a payout of about $56 million directly to the Trump family, based on terms that guaranteed them 75% of profits once a $30 million threshold was met. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3, making billions from memecoins and scams. In the days before his second inauguration, Trump's team released a memecoin simply called Trump, entering the world of high-stakes crypto gambling. Zeke Faux explains that memecoins are a type of crypto that usually has no purpose at all and only gains value because people think others will buy it. Trump launched his coin at a time when memecoins were mostly the domain of washed-up celebrities, but his coin was different because he was about to become president again. The coin's price exploded, jumping to $72 at one point. Trump sold 20% of the coins for about $300 million and retained 80%, worth around $10 billion on paper. For example, people who wanted access to Trump were encouraged to buy huge amounts of his coin to qualify for exclusive dinners. One dinner had a cutoff where the top 25 holders, who had to spend at least $2 million each, were promised private access to Trump himself. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4, using stablecoins as personal banks. In March 2025, the Trump family introduced a new stablecoin called USD1, which claimed to be backed one-to-one by real US dollars. Stablecoins are supposed to be boring, just like digital versions of cash, but they can be incredibly profitable. As Zeke Faux explains, whoever controls a stablecoin can collect interest on the billions of real dollars backing it. Trump's coin created what is essentially a Bank of Trump, where users deposit money but receive no interest, while the family collects the returns. A few weeks later, it was announced that an Abu Dhabi-backed fund would buy $2 billion worth of USD1, supposedly to invest in the Binance crypto platform. For example, because of the payout rules of World Liberty, Trump's family would receive 75% of the profits generated by these stablecoin deposits, potentially earning them tens of millions per year just from interest. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5, foreign money disguised as investments. Throughout the podcast, Zeke Faux reveals how foreign figures are using crypto investments to potentially buy influence with the Trump family. Justin Sun, a Chinese-born crypto mogul under SEC investigation, purchased $75 million worth of World Liberty tokens, triggering a payout of over $50 million to the Trumps. He made these purchases public and was quickly named an advisor to the same firm, effectively formalizing his relationship with them. Later, he met with Trump's close associate Steve Witkoff in Abu Dhabi, and shortly after made another purchase of $45 million in tokens. For example, this is not something that could legally happen with campaign donations. If someone had written a personal check for that amount to Trump's campaign, it would be illegal. But by buying crypto coins, they managed to put tens of millions directly into his family's pocket and call it an investment. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 6, a new system for selling influence. Ezra Klein uses the phrase muzzle velocity for corruption to describe what the Trumps are doing with crypto. It is not subtle. It is happening in plain sight, and it is happening so fast and in so many directions that the system cannot keep up. There are dinners where seats are sold through meme coins, business titles that include made-up terms like chief crypto advocate, and promises that Trump will fire the SEC chief who is cracking down on crypto. The strategy, as Klein puts it, is not to hide corruption, but to overwhelm the public's ability to react. For example, one publicly traded company even claimed that investing $20 million into Trump's meme coin was their way of supporting fair and balanced trade between the U.S. and Mexico, a statement so absurd that it makes the corruption almost funny. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7, regulators are stuck in the past. The current crypto laws in the U.S. are too old and too weak to handle what is happening now. Zeke Faux explains that many of the things Trump is doing would be illegal if done through normal political channels. You cannot donate $56 million to a political campaign, but you can legally buy that much in unregulated crypto tokens. Campaign finance rules do not cover crypto, and the SEC is not equipped to treat meme coins or NFTs as real securities. For example, once Trump's administration took over the SEC, the new regulators declared that meme coins were just collectibles, like Beanie Babies, and were not subject to financial oversight. This move conveniently protected the president's personal investments and made it impossible for the agency to go after him for selling them. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. The crypto world is no longer idealistic. Zeke Faux, who spent years reporting on crypto for Bloomberg and wrote the book Number Go Up, says the crypto world has changed drastically. It was once full of dreamers who thought they were building a decentralized, fair, borderless financial system. But most of those people have left. Now the space is dominated by gamblers, scammers, and celebrities trying to cash in. For example, many early crypto supporters hoped that blockchain would end government interference in money. Instead, it has become a tool for political insiders like Trump to enrich themselves while avoiding the rules that govern traditional banks and businesses. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Trump uses shamelessness as a weapon. Ezra Klein notes something important about Trump's strategy. Most politicians try to hide when they are accused of unethical behavior. Trump, on the other hand, does it all out in the open. He does not deny it. He often brags about it. And because he acts so shamelessly, the system breaks down. Journalists, regulators, and voters do not know how to respond. Zeke Faux points out that Trump once joked in a speech, "Have fun with your Bitcoin and your crypto and everything else that you're playing with," making it clear he does not take the technology seriously, even as he profits massively from it. For example, Klein compares it to Trump lining the National Mall with slot machines on Inauguration Day. The idea is so absurd that it shocks people into paralysis rather than outrage. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. The stakes for everyday people are real. While all of this seems like political theater, it has real consequences. Zeke Faux investigated crypto scams in Southeast Asia and found massive compounds where people are held captive and forced to scam Americans online. These scams rely on stablecoins to quickly and anonymously transfer money across borders. If regulators were able to apply real rules to these coins, much of that criminal activity could be stopped. But now the Trump family is personally invested in the future of stablecoins, and any regulations that might hurt scams would also hurt their bottom line. For example, one simple rule like requiring stablecoin platforms to follow the same anti-money laundering laws as Visa or PayPal could shut down billions in scam activity. But such rules are unlikely under a president who is making hundreds of millions off the system as it is. Here is a brief introduction about Zeke Faux. Zeke Faux is an award-winning investigative journalist for Bloomberg Businessweek and Bloomberg News, renowned for his in-depth reporting on financial fraud and the darker aspects of Wall Street. He is the author of the critically acclaimed book, Number Go Up, Inside Crypto's Wild Rise and Staggering Fall, which delves into the chaotic world of cryptocurrency, including the collapse of FTX and the activities of figures like Sam Bankman-Fried. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, hit the thanks button below. It really helps us keep going. If you enjoyed this summary, please leave a like and share it in your WhatsApp groups. To join discussion about this video, drop a comment below. And for more videos like this, hit the subscribe button below.